Welcome back to the Western Cape now. The provincial government has spent 10 million rand so far on repairs since floods wreaked havoc in the province. Numerous roads are still closed or partially closed. But for an update on this, I'm joined now by province's Infrastructure MEC, the Tertuis Simmers, who joins me at this time. MEC, thank you so much and good morning to you. I just wonder if the 10 million rand already spent on roads repairs means that all repairs on roads have been concluded, or you still have more to repair and more money to spend?
Firstly, good morning. No, the 10 million rand that you are alluding to is just on what we've spent so far. Our estimation, our technical teams has been out on the ground, and we estimate we need an additional almost 200 million, for the other roads, which still needs repairs to ensure that, they become open as well. But I do believe that figure might increase as we finalize our technical assessments throughout the province. The roads, more so, the two specific districts, which we are busy assessing at the moment is the West Coast district, but also the Cape Winelands district. So I believe that amount is going to be a lot more than 200 estimated at the moment.
Yeah, and with that being said, MEC, in terms of the roads that you still needs to fix, rather, which are some of those major roads, and are they still closed, or at least partially closed still?
Well, look, we have 11 partially closed roads across our province. Like I said, the most heavily affected districts is the Cape Winelands district, but also, the West Coast district, where we have put in place stop and go. Some of these roads is the Mitchell's Pass. It links Ceres and Wolseley. We also have the Gouda Portable Road, the TR23 road, which is also frequently used. That is also a stop and go. We also have the road which links, Melkbosstrand and Philadelphia, which is once again on the west coast part of our province. So if you know any family in the Morgenson area, it is that specific road I'm referring to. And also, there are other roads which I will provide your studio through to give you the exact coordinates of those other roads which are partially closed. But we also have 32 roads which are and remain closed as we speak. And once again, because it's such a substantive list, I will provide your studio with them because it covers not only these two districts, but other parts of our province as well.
Yeah, and I understand there's some roads which are rather have less or even little to no traffic at this stage, but, they are key in terms of transportation of goods within the province that you will equally prioritize.
Yes, no, indeed, normally the norm for us when we start addressing, more so our gravel road network is a specific formula that we utilize. But obviously we do recognize the key economic importance for the agricultural sector and some of the key roads which we are now busy focusing on together, with the local district municipalities to ultimately ensure that we can open these roads, that they can actively ensure that, from an agricultural perspective, that those roads will be able to take, the interlink trucks. We are aware that, in certain parts of our province, it is harvesting season and goods need to be packaged and need to go to the harbour as well. So our teams are working around the clock, and we are engaging and communicating with the relevant agricultural organizations in those areas to ensure and update them when these specific crucial economic hub roads in terms of the gravel road network are opened.
Let's talk about perhaps the economic effects of some of these closed roads, MEC. I mean, I know that you're still, focusing on other roads. 10 million rand spent so far, more in terms of projections, spending to fix up the roads. But obviously this should have a knock-on effect on, the turnaround time when it comes to economic activity.
No, indeed. The 10 million spent is 10 million wisely spent because the agricultural sector in the Western Cape, it contributes 55% of the entire country's export. So for us, it's very, very important. This is a multi-billion rand sector, which we realize the importance thereof, which is why we are working at a rapid pace, utilizing internal capacity to ensure that these roads are opened up, because we are well aware that certain farmers, like I said, they are busy harvesting, and some of them are now at packaging phase. For them, it's millions of rands that they tend to lose a day if those specific key nodes or roads linking them to their market access is not reopened. So, as much as we have spent 10 million thus far, I do believe the knock-on effect on the agricultural sector for the period that they were not able to utilize our network, is way more than that.
Also, I know that even in your efforts to try and repair the roads, there's still vandalism that you are dealing with. Just take me through how much of a problem that is and a setback to your efforts in trying to repair the roads so far.
Yes, no, indeed. As much as we've asked for our communities to work with us, we have picked up more so in the City of Cape Town jurisdiction. There are certain key intersections on the N2 when you come into Somerset West. We do play a key role there, but, we are seeing vandalism. We are seeing theft of cables, linking these robot networks. And we are also picking up that where we are preparing to actually repair certain gravel roads, that certain individuals within that community are actually preventing our teams from being effectively on the ground, but also we are noticing theft. But the bulk of the vandalism is those interlinking robot networks. As I said, as you enter the City of Cape Town, once you come down Salori's Pass, and we are isolating this and we are addressing this to effectively deal with it. But once again, utilizing this platform, I do want to implore the community of Somerset West and the surrounding areas, to please be vigilant and inform us, because we know it's causing a bit of a traffic backlog in certain areas, but we are trying our best. And my colleague, MEC Mackenzie, we're even posting additional provincial traffic resources to assist us to ensure the flow doesn't back up. But theft and vandalism is a massive issue for us post these floods as well, because some of these networks were ultimately damaged during the floods more than 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, absolutely. Just quickly before I let you go, MEC, in terms of timelines, because you did allude to, just sending that word of just patience to residents as you do all you can to try and fix up the roads. Do you have timelines, though, that you're working with at this stage that you can share with us?
Well, at the moment, I will be visiting the West Coast District on the 17th and 18th of July with our technical teams. And, at that specific time, we will be able to give the various communities in the West Coast part, but also in the Cape Winelands, a more specific timeline. As I said, we are busy with assessments, and I will be expecting an update report later on today. And the next one is tomorrow morning to show where we are in terms of our various teams spread out across the district who are busy actually working as we speak to repair and grade and even resurface some of these gravel roads which have been heavily affected.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much. Western Cape Infrastructure MEC Tertuis Simmers, thank you so much for your time this morning.